A few months ago, my 11-year-old daughter had gone to stay with her cousin for a few days. We didn't talk much about the trip afterwards, just that usual how was it, what did you play, and so on. But just a few days ago, completely out of the blue, she suddenly said to me, Amma, when I stayed with my cousin, I noticed something. She watches the phone every single night before going to sleep. Like for a long time, even during the day, she watches quite a bit, and her mother doesn't say anything about it. She didn't say it in a complaining tone. She was not asking me, Can I also do that? She just said it as an observation, calmly just sharing. And in that moment, I could tell she was not looking for permission. She already knew where we stood as a family on this. We talk about screens so many times. She knows why we limit them. And I still asked her gently, Juanita, what do you think about that? Do you think that's a good habit? She didn't say much in return, just gave a thoughtful smile and nodded like she knew it. And that made me realize something. Even when we feel like our children are not listening, when they are surrounded by people doing the exact opposite, if we keep talking, living what we believe, doing it with love, our kids remember and they carry it inside. Welcome to Beyond Words with Indu, where I talk about parenting with intention, screen free routines, child development, special needs, emotional support, and motivation just for you. In this episode of our Screen Addiction in Kids series, I'm talking about something that so many parents silently wonder. What if everyone else around my child is using screens all the time? Will they feel left out? Will they get teased or bullied? Am I being too strict? Let's unpack it all today. Yes, the pressure is real. We all wanted to give our child the best, but we also want them to belong, especially with cousins, schools, friends, or neighbors. So, when other children have phones, watch YouTube during meals, or play mobile games late into night, and your child does not, it's natural to worry. Will my child feel different? Will they be mocked? Am I holding them back? These are not silly questions. They come from a place of love, and you're not alone in feeling this. And here's what I want to tell you today. Your child might feel different for a while, but if you stay steady, they won't feel confused, and that makes all the difference. So, what kids actually need, let's be clear. Screens are not evil, but when we allow unlimited, passive, and unsupervised screen time, that's when it begins to harm. So, when you choose to limit screens, your child is not missing out, they are gaining. They're gaining stronger focus, real boredom, which leads to creativity, emotional calm, better sleep, and most importantly, the ability to enjoy life without being constantly entertained. These are real developmental gifts. So, when you say no to constant screen exposure, you're saying yes to real learning, connection, and presence. Now, I would like to say a real life story. There was a mom I worked with recently who shared a similar situation. At home, they had completely stopped screen during mealtime, but when they visited relatives, all the cousins were eating with phones in front of them. Her daughter turned to her and said, Why do they get to watch while eating? And this mom didn't react with anger or judgment. She simply smiled and said, That's okay, Kana. Every family is different. In our house, we enjoy food and talk to each other during meals, and that is our way. Her daughter grumbled a bit at first, but over time, she started enjoying their fun mealtime routines, the silly stories, the guessing games, and all. A few weeks later, her cousin, the one who used to need screens while eating, actually joined in without a phone. So, don't underestimate the quiet influence your values can have even on others. Then, you are their example. Now, let's talk about something important. Us, parents, adults, Before we worry about friends, cousins, and neighbors, let's take a moment to look inward. Ask yourself, do I check my phone during meals? Do I scroll as soon as I get a break? Is my phone the last thing I see before sleep? This is not about guilt, it's about the awareness. Because whether you realize it or not, your child is learning how to live by watching how you live. They are watching how you respond to boredom, stress, silence. So, if they see you, keep your phone away and sit with them. If they see you laugh, talk, rest, read, play, that becomes their normal. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be present. Show them that it is possible to live with technology but not ruled by it. That's the balance we want them to learn. What if my child gets teased or bullied? Now, here's something many parents worry about but don't always say out loud. What if my child gets teased at school? What if other friends say, you don't know this cartoon? You don't even have a phone. This is real and it happens. But here's what helps. Prepare them, not scare them. You can say, yes dear, some kids might tease, but that does not mean we change our values. It's okay to not know everything that others are watching. You can always tell them what you like to do instead and be proud of it. Help them with simple responses they can use, like, we don't watch much YouTube at home, we do something else. No, I don't play with that game, but I do this. I like screen free time, it's fun. And also remind them, kindness and confidence are more important than fitting in. The goal is not to isolate your child, but it is to equip them. So, when someone says, you don't know this show, they don't freeze. They smile and say, nope, but I know something else. Now, what to say to your child daily? Your child may not always bring it up, but that doesn't mean they are not feeling it. So, when they mention what others are doing, respond with calm, open-ended questions like, I asked my daughter, what do you think about that? You'll be surprised how mature and thoughtful children can be when we trust them to think it through. And gently remind them, we are not doing this to control you. We are doing this to protect your mind, your eyes, and your happiness. It's not about control, but it's about the care. So, if you're a parent who's doing things differently, if you're trying to raise your child with less screen and more connection, even if the world around you doesn't understand, keep going. Your child may feel left out sometimes. They may even get teased, but one day they will understand. And they will thank you, not just for what you stopped, but for everything you gave them instead. So, this week, just try this one small thing. Put your phone away for one routine, maybe dinner or bedtime, and be fully there. Let your child see that being present matters more than being plugged in. If this episode helped you, share it with another parent. Let's build this community of strong, intentional families together. And don't forget, in the final episode of this series, I'll be talking about raising tech smart but not tech addicted kids. Because it's not about avoiding technology forever. It's about raising kids who can use it wisely with purpose, boundary, and joy. See you there. Let's together raise gadget-free, emotionally strong kids. Stay tuned.